Well, what's up, everybody? Jeff Slickey here, and I have got a great conversation that is helping you remember a wonderful event that was happening in Mason County for so many years. It has now moved over and combined with the Thurston County, and I'm talking Relay for Life is on the horizon. It's June 21st at South Sound Stadium there, North Thurston High School, in Lacey. 600 Slater Kinney Road, North Thurston High School is the big track there. And this is a culmination of a years-long fundraising efforts by teams all across Thurston and Mason County. I have on the call today Deb Hill and Vicki Gonzalez, and we're talking about how there still is a great representation from Mason County that's part of this Thurston County Relay for Life. Deb, it's great to meet you. Vicki, of course, it's great to see you.
Yes, nice to meet you, Jeff.
Vicki, we've been talking about Relay for Life in one form or another, probably since I got to KMAS back in 2004, 2005. By that time, there had already been 6 or 7 of these Relay for Lives in Mason County, started in Belfair. But what's actually even more fascinating is that this whole Relay for Life scenario started, it's a worldwide thing, but it started just up the road in Tacoma. And so that's really special. And we're on the 40th anniversary of this.
Correct.
So, Deb,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the Mason County, the team that you guys have, how you're going to be out there, and then we'll get into some more of the kind of time stamps of the actual relay.
Well, I have a very strong passion for relay, having lost my mom to leukemia in 2006. So even though we lost, so-called lost, our local relay, I wanted to continue to carry the torch in her memory. So when I knew of Thurston County's relay, I just took my team over there. And then I got my pal here, Vicki, who was such a big leader for our Mason County relay to join me. We actually had 2 teams that year together because I had my Boz Brigade, which is my team. My mom's nickname was Ba,
Uh-huh.
and she named our team Boz Brigade. And then we had Buddy Battalion. So we had Shelton Buddy Battalion. So Vicki, it was right next door to me with the team. And so we had our Mason County represented. Then last year, Vicki said, let's just do all Boz Brigade. So we were all together with Boz Brigade last year.
I love it. I love it. And I have got some great memories. I remember coming out to when it was at Shelton High School, Vicky, for some of these 24-hour events and seeing everybody, and they'd have different ways to fundraise. They'd have different ways to stay awake while you're doing this because it's a long time. And people really just got behind it. While it's in Thurston County now on the 21st, and it starts at noon on that Saturday, goes till 10 on the Sunday the next day. So it's 22 hours of, and it's continual walking by somebody on the team. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the relay side of it. It's not in stone that you have to have somebody on the track that whole time, but we do. We have
Sure.
people that sign up to walk, um, with the idea that cancer never sleeps. We don't sleep when we're there.
Yeah.
We're up the whole time. It
You
just could,
mentioned that hardly I hardly a person in listening, hardly a person in the world now has not had some sort of impact either through their family or friend group to cancer. And these Relay for Lives over these 40 years have really helped out a lot of folks when it comes to the research and the help, and it makes such an impact. There are a few key laps during relay that are just they bring out a lot of the emotion. One of them starts right after that early noon start opening ceremonies, and it's the survivor lap. Deb, explain to us what that lap is, what it represents, and how survivors in Mason and listening can be a part of that.
Right. One year we had on our shirts to increase purple around the world because purple is the color of survivorship.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have survivors of all different types of cancers. As you know, there's many kinds of cancers, so there's needing to be many kinds of cures. But those survivors can come out and get a purple shirt, get a medallion, and then they all line up close to the starting line and the music starts and they get to walk their lap together. Some have to be pushed in wheelchairs, some use walkers. And I guess I need to back up just a little bit. They have to be able to turn in their application in advance to get their purple shirt because what's happened is sometimes that overhead that happens with things like this, if they spend a lot of money on purple shirts and that had a lot of extra purple shirts, there goes some money that could have gone towards research
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
education and help. So anyway, if you're a survivor, I'd say go to Relay for Life of Thurston County and follow the steps in the survivor columns and work on ordering your t-shirt and it can be sent to them in the mail.
I will put the links to these two as well when I post this interview so people can click right over to that. That is, there you talk about folks who think about that's kind of their why. That's their reason. That's one of the reasons they're pushing through and fighting through some of the treatments and some of the prognoses and things like this. They want to beat this thing. They want to walk this lap, and show that they were a survivor of this. And it does impact so many people. One of the other ones that is equally, if not more, emotional is as the night progresses, and this is the Luminaria lap. Vicki, explain that one to everybody.
Each year we have a celebration for honoring folks that have beat cancer or fighting cancer right now, and also those that have lost their lives to cancer in memory of. And we light a candle in our Luminaria bags and put those bags around the track. Last year, oh my gosh, the whole track was full over at the high school. So there were hundreds and hundreds of Luminaria bags set out. They also have a link on the Thurston County Relay to send pictures of or names into for a video that they're going to be running during the Luminaria ceremony there at the track. So unlike Shelton, they don't announce like we did. Remember at ours, we announced all of the names at the track during the Luminaria ceremony. Thurston, they have a huge video screen running the whole time with the names and the
Wow.
and pictures that people have sent pictures in as well.
Again, this is not just a way to show awareness of cancer and how it impacts. It's also a fundraising effort. And the brigade has a couple of fundraising events coming up. One is Friday in Elma. Tell us, Deb, about this one.
Well, we have a spaghetti feed and dessert auction on Friday the 25th, starting at 5 o'clock, going to 7 o'clock-ish. And it's $10 per person for the spaghetti. And then I just encourage people to bring some extra cash to make those bids for the wonderful desserts that are being prepared.
And then in May is another one at the bowling alley in Elma.
Yes, the Elma Lanes bowling alley. It will have a bowling event where all the money that is used for renting shoes and playing for games, and half of what we get for selling food will go for American Cancer Society, and we'll have a silent auction at the same time. And so it's a very fun event on Wednesday, the 22nd from 5:30 to 7:30.
also on Relay for Life of Thurston.org, the event website, businesses can get involved by sponsoring or donating. Ascend is one of those, right, Vicki?
Correct. Mhm.
And so talk to me a little bit about, and I know you're close to those folks, but talk to me a little bit about the reasons, why Ascend continues to support this cause especially and wants to, give push forth more research funding and stuff like that.
So that they've been a sponsor, or well, a supporter, not necessarily always sponsor, supporter of the event, obviously, for personal reasons, since that was our company. My son's been involved with Relay since he was in high school, and now his daughters are involved with Relay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so our family obviously has been very touched by the Relay for Life and the research that it's provided for a lot of our friends and family. Um, and also, I have to give a shout out to the credit union because the Peninsula Credit Union was always
Oh
the
yeah.
number one sponsor in the Shelton event for me, because I worked there and they were always very supportive of trying to help with the American Cancer Society events. So, but the business side of it, I think I don't know. I think it's a personal thing for our business to be part of the relay and just be known for the fact that they're very supportive of it.
If there's someone who, for whatever reason, isn't able to get onto the website, I guess, and they want to still donate or support, that Ascend is a place where somebody could drop a check off
Sure,
or something. What
absolutely.
what do
Yeah.
you write on that? What would you
Well,
write?
make it to American Cancer Society is who the check would be made out to.
Okay. American
So,
Cancer
yeah.
Society.
And
Perfect.
then we'll get it to them
Yeah.
via online. Yeah.
I can imagine too, as you said, the Luminaria last year, there were candles and bags everywhere. The scope and size of the event has is only grown over the years as the need and the kind of visibility of this, as you mentioned, Deb, early on, that there are so many different types and so many different struggles that are people going through that, even 20, 30, 40 years ago when this thing started, there wasn't, as much research done or as much knowledge about the different types of cancers that people get. So these events in Thurston, it's got to be pretty, it's got to be, I mean, there's also a little bit of a jovial atmosphere as people are gathering together year after year around the track, right?
There's various emotions. You've got the whole spectrum
Yeah.
because it is festive. We're there to celebrate. In fact, they say celebrate, remember, fight back. We celebrate the lives that have been saved. We remember the lives that we've lost, and we fight back against this terrible disease that is impacting our world. And they often will say that we're united in the fight. They have a chant that they will say over there, united in the fight. And it is united. We just have to come together. And that's some of why Vicki and I are here, because Mason County may not have a relay right here in our backyard, but there is a relay close by
Yeah.
that people can come to and people can participate and support the American Cancer Society because cancer is still amongst us. But they do have statistics that surviving cancer since mid 90s till now has increased by about 40% just
Wow.
because of all the research and treatments and things and whatever is happening in the right direction.
And it again has become I don't know if normalize is the right word, but everybody again knows somebody that has gone through this in some aspect or another. I saw the other day they were doing like a stand up to cancer event through Major League Baseball, and like all the players were holding signs and the fans were holding signs. I took my dad who beat cancer last year to a Seahawks game, and it just happened to be that game where like people were out and they were banging on the drum and people were hooping and hollering. And so they have that crucial catch campaign that they do in the NFL. And so it really is transcending all aspects of life where people are really aware of the needs for this type of research to hopefully
Right.
eventually, figure out how to beat this thing.
There are, when you talked earlier about the awareness, when we have the Luminaria bags, and usually they're white bags, but
Yeah.
there are various cancer awareness colors. And for leukemia, it's orange. So orange is part of our team color. But they've got a gold team for the first time at Thurston County. Gold is childhood cancers.
Oh my God.
So they're encouraging anyone, even if you're an adult now, if you had childhood cancer at some time, they would really love you to come over and be represented with their gold team.
Wow. One of the one of the notes here is, and the this might have been numbers from last year or the year before that, but 3.5 million fewer cancer deaths, like you were saying, in research since 1991, and over $3 billion in research, and helps contribute to 3.5 million fewer cancer deaths. And that's 3.5 million mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters now, as you just said, that have a new lease on life because of all the work that's being done here. So again, the Relay for Life of Thurston County, with some great Mason County flavor here, is still on the books. June 21st is the opening ceremonies and the kickoff at noon. It'll run through the overnight and end Sunday morning, the 22nd at 10. So there's great opportunities for you to come and show your support, visit in, donate a couple bucks here and there, or be a part of the Survivor Lap. That's a one there just after opening ceremonies. Of course, I'll put all the links to get everywhere you need to go on this interview. And for those listening, again, the website is relayforlifeofthurston.org. This Friday fundraiser in Elma. And where was that again?
At the Eagles, FOE, yeah,
The
on Young
Eagles
Street.
on Young. Okay. And then at the
Yeah,
bowling alley on May
is on
21st.
Main Street. Yeah, in
And
Elma, May 21st, Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30.
And if you have the desire and the opportunity to donate some money there, you can either do it through the website, drop it off at a send. Roofing is a great spot to do that, right on the corner of Highway 3 and Arcadia Road there. So you can see it and drop that off in there. Great company that has been super supportive over the years. Deb, it was nice talking and meeting you.
And I appreciate you giving us an opportunity to speak on the air to our listening
For
audience.
sure, of course. And I'll put the links on in this video on our Facebook page and all that good stuff too. So get us shared about a little bit too. Vicky, as always, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank
And,
you for having
and
us.
oh yeah, be well. And looking forward to a great turnout on the 21st at South Sound Stadium, which is North Thurston
Hey,
High
will we
School.
see you there, Jeff?
To check my calendar. I might make myself over there,
It's
see what's
close to
going
your
on.
house.
It is. I'm right
Yay.
over there. Very cool. All right, ladies, you have a great
Thank
day and
you.
we'll check in down the road.
Okay.
Thank you
Jeff.
very much.
Bye.
Bye.